Hello, if you don't already know me, I'm Crow, I sing in Mega Mango, and I also write the lyrics and chords and stuff. This video is going to be part 2 of the lyric breakdown for Clue. If you haven't seen part 1, I explain kind of the first part, so feel free to watch that, but I guess you don't really need that for this, unless you really care. So, here's this. As I said in the previous video, this song doesn't really have a chorus, it's just a bunch of random ideas made into a few different sections of song. So this is almost what you could call a chorus, but it doesn't repeat, so it's just section 2. This is what it sounds like.
I've got growing pains.
So those first 2 lines, I've got growing pains, no more fun and games, I feel like are pretty on the nose. This whole EP, and Clue specifically, is about growing up, so growing pains. The no more fun and games line, I just felt like was an obvious allusion to board games. The next couple lines I wrote a little differently. Got my conscience in this conference, confessions done me in. So I guess the conference would be like an interrogation, but I wasn't really thinking about that. The way that I wrote this line was, I forget which word I started with, but I used rhymezone.com, which I use for pretty much all of my songwriting. Non-spons, I just really love rhymezone.com. But instead of looking for rhyming words, I was looking for similar sounding words. Conscience, conference, confession, and in the next line, can't complain. Complain was another one of them. That's how I wrote that line. I kind of chose a few words that stuck out to me that I thought I could construct a small little story with, and I just really liked how it sounded, all put together. The next couple lines, can't complain, I'm here to entertain. When I wrote them, I was talking about choosing to be an artist and pursuing music as a career. Pursuing entertainment as a career. But I guess a more generally applicable variation of this meaning could be being a people pleaser, or just being happy to be involved and just wanting people to like you and want you to be around. The last 2 lines for this section are, it's no coincidence I'm confidently showing off some skin. The very literal translation for this line is, I'm someone who grew up with a lot of body issues, both with my weight and my gender. I was just not having a good time ever. I was never comfortable, never liked the way I looked. I really specifically started to avoid femininity and expressing femininity in my clothing and honestly my body language and my behavior. I never felt like I could properly execute or perform femininity, so I was afraid to keep trying. More recently, I've been paying more attention to fashion. Not necessarily mainstream fashion, more for the purposes of dressing myself and feeling more confident when I leave the house. Recently, that has involved wearing more feminine clothing again, which is not something that I thought would ever happen again, but reapproaching femininity from this new angle of neutrality, almost masculinity. It's been really freeing, and personally, a huge part of what I feel like growing up means to me. So, that is part 2 of the Clue lyric breakdown. Let me know if you have any questions and if you would like a part 3.